So ni sebenarnya 1, 2 1, 2. Okay. So betul ke C? Okay, kita tengok ataupun Izazi. Okay, tahniah Izazi. Now, kenapa C?
Sebab area under the graph tu distance.
How do you explain this one? So rockets are launched. Okay, what's the difference between P and Q? Which statement about the rockets is correct? Both rockets travel the same distance. Are they?
No.
No. Kenapa? Why not?
Sebab area under the graph tu lain.
Excellent. Yang ni draw that so first tadi travel the same distance. So what do you have? You have a graph of speed against times. So you need to know if we have graph speed against time, the area under the graph gives you the
Distance.
So if the question kata same distance, you should have the same area. Tapi nampaklah kat sini obvious different shape kan. This is for rocket Q, segitiga sahaja area dia. But for rocket P, kita ada bentuk macam ni. So that's the area. So it's different. Okay, B, rocket P accelerates and then decelerates. Salah, okay. Actually dia accelerates and then dia almost apa? Dia is not decelerating. Almost have constant speed. Kan? Speed constant kat situ. And then C, rocket P travels further than rocket Q. So this is correct. Betul. Kenapa? Because of the area. So what can you say about area of a rocket P compared to area for rocket Q?
Larger.
Yes. Okay.
Greater.
Okay, so rocket P, the graph, it has larger area. Therefore, C is correct. Okay, now let's look at the next question. Okay, so this is the question. So can you answer it now? A train begins a journey from a station and travels 60 km in a time of 20 minutes. What is the average speed of the train? Tadi kita dah bincang ni. Jadi you kena boleh buat lah ni. Sepatutnya less than 1 minute dalam exam. One question, 1 minute only. Okay, good. So, okay, kita ada banyak pula masa lagi ha. Alright.
C.
Okay. C. Very good. So who's the lead? Okay, Izazi masih mandu. Okay, Izazi ni
Distance over time.
okay, distance tu distance apa? Total?
Total distance over
Total
time.
distance over total time. So you know all both of them. So sepatutnya senang sajalah yang ni. Okay, now. Okay. Next, kita tengok lagi soalan ni. So this is very easy, super duper easy. Saya letak masa berapa lama Saya kurangkan lama. Okay, so jawapan guys ni, what is weight? Weight is a gravitational force. It's not a frictional force. It's not a magnetic force. It's not an electromagnetic. Ini pun awak kena tahu Alright, so we have another question. This one. So this one just to check your understanding. Okay, class. Quickly. Isi kejap, saya boleh nak keluar lagi. The answer is, ramai jawab D. Betul ke?
Betul.
Okay, well done everyone. Wow, Izazi, you power lah hari ni Izazi. Okay, good. Right, let's move on to the next question sebelum kita tengok paper 4. Alright, okay, so ni, this is also another easy question. A rocket is traveling vertically upwards, 3 vertical forces act on it, the thrusts acts upwards. Okay, kalau saya dapat soalan macam ni, saya macam buat sikit. So when I draw the free body diagram, I label all the forces and then I will get the answer. So what is the correct answer? Balik untuk soalan. Soalan ni sangat besar. Okay, so okay, A the answer, 20,000 downwards. Betul? Okay, right. So ada question? Any question? Tak puas hati ke? Wow, Izazi. Cikgu terangkan boleh?
Cikgu terangkan boleh?
Okay, roket ni travelling, dia ada ni lah kan. Api-api dia tu. The 3 vertical forces act on it. Okay, vertical means semua atas ke bawah ataupun atas lah, mana yang vertical lah. The thrust acts upwards and is equal to 100,000. What is thrust? Awak tak tahu pun tak apa, tapi awak tahu it's upwards. Jadi thrust is 100,000 Newton. And then weight. What do you know about weight? It downwards. Dia bagi tahu dah it's downwards. Okay, so the value downward, W equals to 80,000 Newton. Okay, next. What is the air resistance? When it is travelling upwards at constant speed. Okay, what is the keyword kat sini? Izazi, ataupun siapa yang betul tadi? What is the keyword here?
What is air resistance?
Yeah, okay, so that's the question. Air resistance is the question. But what is the keyword? The keyword is constant speed. What do you know about constant speed, students?
No acceleration.
Yes, very good. Okay, when we say constant speed, means acceleration equals to 0. So, and then tadi kita dah tengok F equals to ma. So when A is 0, whatever the m is times with 0, so what is the force? 0. So what force yang 0 ni, force apa ni? What kind of force is this one? Balance. So it's actually the net force. It's actually the resultant force. It's the net force. Okay, what is the net force? Do you remember just now? I told you net force. Net force is actually the resultant force lah. Okay, jadi resultant tu adalah, apa maksud resultant? So you tambah semua force F plus W plus air resistance equals to 0. Okay, so now F equals to, awak tahu F tu direction dia upward, but weight downward. Bila downward is negative W. And then friction. Dia kata air resistance force acting. So air resistance always oppose the direction of the motion. So it's also negative. Betul tak? So kalau awak faham, sebenarnya awak tak payah buat pun step ni. Awak tahu dah sepatutnya total force upward should be equal to the total force downward, which is this. Okay, so once you know the force is 100,000 and then the weight is 80,000 and you can get the friction, the air speed, air resistance, which is 100,000 minus 2. So dapatlah. Okay, now how do you know it's downward ke upwards? Macam nak tahu. So kat sini kan, dia kat sini kita dah buatkan dia positif. So sini adalah kawasan upwards. Yang ni adalah kawasan downwards. Jadi ni downwards. Ni pun downward lah sebab dia positif kat downwards. Okay. Is that clear? Respon sikit, clear?
Clear.
Love
Yes.
kalau clear. Okay, so any more question? Tak ada faham. So tak ada soalan dah. Kita move on to the next question. Ataupun kita pergi pada paper 4 kejap lagi. Tengok kejap. Apa lagi yang ada ni? Ada lagi soalan? Ada kan? Okay, so this is the final question I think for MCQ. Okay, dia bagi jawab ni. Alamak. Ayuh. So these are the energy lah, types of energy ataupun types of okay, so we have different sorts of energy. Okay, so ramai dapat betul. Okay, D is the answer. Okay, this is about okay, Izzati dah jatuh. Okay, Fatih Nur Alia pula. Okay, well done. So this one kenapa ni tak ada apalah, you should know. Okay, steam in power station, which energy source? So of course daripada tiga-tiga ni, this is the ones that produce heat kan? So steam to heat lah. Alright. Okay, right. Okay, kita ada satu lagi soalan rupanya. Okay, cepat. Jawab. Laju-laju. Okay, this one quite a lot. Respon saya dah boring
Moment
ke?
of force.
Okay, kalau awak tengok ini dalam topik equilibrium, the moment of force. Okay, so what do you need to know about moment of force? Okay, so for moment of force, okay, moment of force also known as the turning effect. Okay, so kalau awak dah study, alhamdulillah lah. So kalau belum, so this is turning effect. Okay, so what is turning effect? So you kena tahulah. Okay, the moment of a force about any point is defined as moment equals to force times perpendicular distance from the pivot. Okay, so this is the formula. Okay, this is the formula of moment. Okay, force times perpendicular distance. So I will write this one. Salah. So the question asks you moment. Okay, moment equals to force times distance. But the distance must be perpendicular. Okay, if you look at this diagram, awak nampak tak diagram ni? Okay, this is the pivot. Okay, and then this is the distance from the pivot to the force. So force is done by this person. So this here. Okay. Now nampak tak force ni adalah perpendicular. Okay. Nampak kan? So the force is perpendicular. Okay. Kita boleh buat simbol macam ni, angle ni. Right angle tu. So because of the force is perpendicular to the distance, then we can use this formula, moment of force. Okay, this one. Okay, and the unit is Newton meter. So it's actually the same unit as the work done. And then you need to know about moments. Moment can be clockwise or anti-clockwise. If you look at this diagram, is this clockwise or anti-clockwise? Clockwise or anti-clockwise? Kalau dia angkat tangan dia tu, it will be anti-clockwise kan? So ni anti-clockwise. Okay, so you need to know it can be anti-clockwise or clockwise. But this one is not complete ni. Okay, when you know about moment of force, okay, kita ada principle. What's the principle? Okay, the principle says that apa? The moment clockwise moment equals to anti-clockwise moment. So if you know this one, you should be able to answer question tadi tu. The previous answer that you look at your screen tadi tu. Okay. So apa yang awak nampak tadi? Okay, so sekarang ni sebabkan awak dah faham apa yang saya tunjuk tu, saya nak awak tengok balik pada screen class point tu. Okay, saya nak awak jawab pula yang kedua ni. Nampak tak? Okay, nampak tak awak punya screen class point? Awak refresh sekarang, refresh. And now answer, show me the working untuk this one. Do you know what I'm talking about? Okay, pergi dekat class point and show me your working. Okay, awak tekan apa? X weighs 400 Newton. Mana X? Ni 400 Newton and C is 1.5. And then the weight of the seesaw tu pun ada weight dia. Okay, and then when the seesaw is balanced, the pivot pushes up and the seesaw with a force 900 Newton. Okay, 900 ni kat sini. Okay, what is the weight of person Y? Jadi you need, awak kena guna awak kena guna apa ni? Formula which one? Which formula? Okay, you kena guna formula clockwise moment equals to?
Anti-clockwise moment.
Yeah, anti-clockwise moment. Okay, jadi bila awak dah guna yang tu, okay, tengok ni, balik masing-masing ni. Okay, so sekarang ni which one is clockwise moment? So awak tengok if this one, okay, let's say awak tutup ni katalah ni tak ada. Kan? Okay, this person, this student, because due to student X sahaja, where is direction? Dia like this like this. Okay, so is that clockwise or anti-clockwise? So that's anti-clockwise.
Anti-clockwise.
So that's anti-clockwise. So force X, so yang pertama sekali F times the distance. 400 is the force. The distance, perpendicular distance berapa? To the pivot is 1.5. Plus, apa? Okay, ada lagi tak force clockwise, anti-clockwise? Okay, ada tak lagi yang anti-clockwise? Tak ada kan? Okay, so sekarang ni yang ini 900 ni tak payah kira lah. Dengan 300 tak payah kira sebab dia akan darab dengan 0, betul? So this one tak perlu include. So and then kita when then we have the clockwise moment. So what's the clockwise moment? So the student Y. So student Y tu what you do? Student Y. So what's the force? That is what you want and times the distance. Okay, so the distance. So senang saja awak darabkan 400 times 1.5. So you tengok mana satu combination yang akan bagi jawapan-jawapan tu. So ni yang kawan-kawan awak buat tu Alright, so berapa? Kalau jawab dua-dua tu 600, 600. Dapatlah jawapan yang mana tu? Dapat B kan? Okay, alright, good. Okay, sekarang ni let's move on to question. Kita tengok soalan paper 4 yang awak dah buat. Okay, I really hope that everyone have done it. Okay. So, soalan number 1. Okay, how do you do this? Figure 1.1 shows a piece of glass of thickness 2 centimeters and area 0.1 meters squared. The density of the glass is 2.6 times 10 to the power of 3 kilogram per meter cubic. Calculate the weight of the piece of glass. Okay. Jadi soalan ni tak susah. Soalan ni mudah saja. What should we do first?
Find the volume.
Find the volume. Okay. Jadi what's the volume? Okay, siapa yang nak buat?
0.003.
Okay. So awak dah buat lah ni Siapa nak buat? Calculate the weight of the piece of glass. So you know that kita tahu apa tentang general physics, kita tahu you need to know about
Density.
Okay, so density equals to
Mass over volume.
mass over volume. Tapi
Cari volume dulu.
you want the volume or you want the mass?
Want the mass.
Okay, so mass equals to density 2.6 times 10 to the power of 3. Lepas tu times dengan volume. So what's the volume? Okay, we recall that volume equals to area times the thickness.
Height.
Okay. So what's the area? Area is given 1.5 meters squared times the thickness 2. Okay, kat sini ada masalah ni. Kenapa masalah?
2 centimeter. So kena tukar
Yes,
meter.
macam campur-campur ni. So be careful. Ini masalah students dia tak perasan. Dia nak cepat je. Okay, dia rasa soalan ni senang soalan. Tapi dia salah. Okay, kalau buat macam ni terus salah. Jadi you need to do first. Okay, 2 cm, 2 times negative 2 meter. Okay, jadi 0.15 times 2 negative 2. So that gives us a value. Okay, so whatever the value V dekat sini awak masukkan. So dapatlah your mass. Mass dapat berapa? Ada yang dah tak jawab? So dapatlah mass awak berapa? Ya?
7.8.
Yes, dapatlah mass 7.8. So W equals to 7.8 times 10. So dapatlah 7.8 Newton. So I expect to see this lah daripada you all. Okay, the piece of glass shown in figure 1.1 is used as the vertical viewing window of an aquarium. The atmospheric pressure outside the aquarium is 1 times 10 to the power of 5 Pascal. The average pressure on the inside of the aquarium window is 1.3 times 10 to the power of 5 Pascal. Okay, ini saya tak sentuh lagi. Tapi, do you know how to calculate the resultant force acting on the window due to this pressure? So this one you need to relate to pressure. Okay, so what's the formula of pressure?
Force over area.
Okay, so pressure equals to force times force over area. So that's pressure. Okay. Okay, now from there, what do we do? Cepat, quickly. Kita nak apa? Kita nak force. So force equals to pressure times area. So the pressure is, what do you get? What's the force? So masukkanlah nilai pressure 1 times 10 to the power of 5 times the area. So what's the area? Area kita dah kira kat atas tadi kan? Tadi kat area berapa kat atas tadi?
0.15.
Area 0.15 meter squared. Okay, so dapatlah force equals to 4.5 times 10 to the power of 3 Newton. Kena tahu tak Newton ni? Kena. Okay, dapat tak? Semua orang boleh tanda jawapan masing-masing. Okay, so from there, direction of force. So what's the direction of force?
Outwards.
Outwards. Okay. Okay, tapi dekat sini, pressure saya ni salah sikit. Kenapa pressure ni salah? Is it directly like this? Tak So kalau awak dapat macam ni, this is wrong. Betul tak? What do you need to do with the pressure?
Kena minus.
Okay, why do you need to minus the pressure? Okay, so the pressure actually kena buat 1.3 times 10 to the power of 5 minus 1 times 10 to the power of 5. Okay? Ni kena minus the pressure. Okay? Kita nak tengok the difference of the pressure lah. Alright, so figure 1.2 shows a vacuum pump connected to the top. Okay, the pump reduces the pressure above the column to 0 and the pressure at point X is 9.6 times 10 to the power of 4 Pascal. So calculate the density of the liquid. So what's the density? So again, this one kita, ni tajuk pressure kita tak pergi lagi sebenarnya. Okay. So what you need to do? What the formula you use?
Density over GH.
Yes, pressure equals to H rho G. Okay. And the one that you want is the density, since you know the pressure and you can calculate. Okay, pressure equal to, so dapat 9.6. So where do you get 9.6 to? 9.6 given in the question. Okay, senang saja. Divide by the H. So what's the H?
12.
12. So what's the G? You kena tahu G kita adalah 10 meter. Okay, so if that's the answer, awak dapat jawapan berapa?
800.
800. 800.
800.
Dapat 800 tepat-tepat? Okay, 800 kg per meter cubic. Okay. Number 2. Siapa yang tak dapat buat dekat sini, you all boleh buat dekat ni tau. Saya, you all boleh buat dekat class point tadi. So walaupun saya tak share screen, tapi awak tetap boleh buat. Nak tahu, what is moment of force? Okay. What is the meaning of moment of force? So tadi you all dah buat lah kan? Moment of force maksud dia apa?
Turning effect of a point.
Okay. Siapa yang tak boleh masuk whiteboard boleh pergi ke class point dan jawab dekat situ lah. Okay. So, ya, saya tunggu jawab. Siapa yang boleh dekat whiteboard, tulislah dekat whiteboard. Cepat sikit sebab tak kita tak dapat banyak buat soalan. Aduh. Okay. Okay, so ramai dah jawab ni. So saya tengok jawapan-jawapan kawan-kawan saya bacakan ya. Turning effect of a point. Okay. Betul tak? Betul? Okay, Ilya punya jawapan betul. Turning effect of a point. Iman betul. Turning effect of a point. Abu betul. Turning effect of, okay. Alia betul. Nazhul, Jasmine pun betul. Okay, Izazi pun betul. Okay, good. Thank you. So ini semua adalah orang yang buat lah kan. Kalau itu sebab boleh masuk ataupun ada internet connection yang laju. Okay, kita tengok the next question part A2. Okay, untuk A2 ni, calculate the moment about A due to the 14,000 kg block suspended from B. Okay, so soalan ni keluar untuk March 2021. If you, kalau awak nak tahu, soalan ni dah pernah keluar dulu lagi daripada tahun 2000 berapa lagi 2011, 2013, 14, 15 pun ada keluar soalan ni. Okay, so ini soalan yang biasalah sepatutnya. So now, calculate the moment about A due to the 14 kg. Okay, so sakit kat belakang ni. Sakit tak? Okay. Cuba buat, siapa yang boleh buat? Ada tak yang buat kat sini? Tak ada Yang dekat whiteboard tak berani nak buat. Takut conteng. Okay, kalau tak berani boleh buat, awak boleh buat di mana? Class point sekarang. Awak nak apa? Awak nak apa? Ha? Tulis sekarang. Okay, calculate the moment about A due to the 14,000. So, cara nak buat ni. So, this is all direct je. Sepatutnya senang sahaja. Boleh submit dah siapa hantar ni? Tak ada yang hantar. Okay, Daniel Hazrik dah hantar. Okay, so jawapan dia. Okay, very easy. So, you know the formula. Okay, moment. So, first you need to write the formula. Kena tulis. Okay, and then F times D. Force times distance. So, what's the force? So, Daniel tulis ni 14,000. Okay, betul? 14,000 times the distance 20. So, terus dapat jawapan apa? 2.8 times 10 to the power of 6. Ada unit tak? Ada Newton meter. Okay, very good.
Bukan kena jarak 10 ke?
Good.
Ya?
The 40,000 tu.
140,000.
Saya salah kat situ. Okay, very good students. Okay, ada kena tambah kat zero. Kenapa? Kenapa kena tambah zero? Sebab itu yang dia beri adalah dalam unit
Mass.
kilogram. Jadi awak kena buat dalam, okay, awak kena jadikan dia dalam ni. Okay. Ni 14, ni pun salah lah ni kawan awak ni, betul tak?
Salah.
Ni salah juga. Yang ni 1, 2, 3, 4. Ya, polis car betul lah, saya polis car. Okay. Ini betul, very good. Siapa ni? Ilya. Okay, this one. Okay, yang ni kena betul. So, ini common mistakes. Nampak tak? Walaupun saya tak highlightkan siapa orangnya, tapi nak tunjuk yang ni adalah common mistakes. So, be very careful. Although this question is very easy, tapi dia akan banyak ni lah. Okay, kita cepat-cepat pergi next question. Boleh jawab masing-masing. Speed is a scalar quantity and velocity is a vector quantity. State the difference between a scalar quantity and a vector quantity. So you know already this one kan? Tadi kita dah bincang. So the difference is scalar quantity is a quantity that okay. Vector has magnitude and direction. Scalar only has magnitude and no direction. Okay, betul. Okay, scalar quantity has only magnitude over vector quantity magnitude. Okay, semua ni betul. Alright. Okay, scalar quantity has magnitude and vector. Okay, kalau jawab macam ni, contoh okay, ni pun betul, whereas vector has magnitude and direction. Soalan tanya, state the difference kan? Jadi, awak jawab kena complete je. Direction and magnitude, don't have magnitude, whereas vector quantity has magnitude. Okay, kalau saya nak tunjuk contoh je lah ni, tak apalah this is just for ni. Kalau vector has magnitude and direction, ini tak menunjukkan comparison. Jadi be careful. Ini dapat satu markah je. Soalan nak 2 markah tau. Jadi you kena jawab complete ya, Abu and friends. Okay. Kena jawab complete. Vector has direction. Betul. Tapi awak kena cakap juga apa jadi pada ni Okay, so itu contoh saya dah bagi. Okay, now write down one other scalar quantity. And one other vector quantity. Jadi bila dia kata other quantity tu, you mesti write answers other than the given in the question. Jangan bagi apa-apa yang diberi dalam soalan. Okay. Alright. So this example temperature. Okay, temperature. Kenapa satu jawapan dia? Dia nak soalan dia nak 2 kan? Okay. So you write both lah. Oh, tersubmit. Okay, tak apa. Alright, kita tengok lagi. Okay, skala. Okay, betul lah ni semua skala mass. Okay, volume velocity. Okay, betul. Okay, so semua orang dah nampak beza. Tapi awak kena bagi jawapan yang selain daripada what is given in the question. Okay, good. Okay, next. Okay. This one is quite difficult. Okay, siapa yang boleh jawab dekat sini? Boleh jawab dekat sini lah. Okay, kalau tak, the rest of you, kita boleh tengok screen saya. Sambil-sambil talk boleh tengok ataupun awak boleh buat sambil saya tunjukkan yang saya. Sekarang dah pukul 12 Saya nak tunjukkan dekat screen, how do you answer this question? Okay, soalan ni susah ke? Tak susah. Ke ada yang dah buat? Kalau ada yang dah buat, boleh screenshot, boleh share dekat whiteboard. Okay. Well, where is the question? Okay, this one. So figure 2.2 shows 2 forces acting on an object. Okay, draw a scale diagram to determine the resultant force acting on the object. So question asks you to draw scale diagram. So how do you draw scale diagram ni? Okay. So first, kita ada apa? So we have 2 methods. Okay, it's either you want to use method 1. Method 1 tu macam mana? Okay, so sama ada you want to use triangle method or you can use parallelogram method. Okay, now if I want to use triangle method, so okay, for triangle method, I have to make sure I use arrow like this. Okay, head to tail, head to tail. So this is the head, this is the tail, this is the head, this is the tail. So macam tu kena betul. Okay, now ini adalah the given vectors ataupun the given forces. The resultant force, so let's say this is the resultant force. So resultant force tu akan Allah. Aduh, saya tu salah tekan. The resultant force mestilah arah yang lain sikit lah. Okay. Okay, now I want to choose. Okay, let's say I choose to start from 20. Jadi I need to have a ruler. Okay, angle mesti betul because the question says you draw a scale diagram. Okay, angle kena betul. Mama. Sekejap. Okay, so 20 cm. Jadi kalau 20, so this is your, kalau this is your 0, so mana kita nak start? 20. Awak kena tetapkan dulu. 1 Newton, 1 cm equals to berapa? 1 cm 1. 1 cm 1 Newton payah juga kan? 1 cm maybe 5 Newton. Okay, first you set this one. Tak ada yang dah buat ke? Kalau ada yang dah buat, kita marking je. Okay, so 5 Newton. Jadi kalau 1 cm 5 Newton, so for 20 Newton, berapa cm?
4 cm.
20 divide by 5, 4 So 4 cm. So kalau ni 0, pembaris ni kena betul lah. Pembaris saya ni saya guna virtual, jadi macam ni je lah so sampai situ. So this one, okay. So this is the 20 Newton. Okay, and then kita guna the protector tu cari dapatkan 60 degree. So it's easy lah kalau awak ada your own protector. Jadi kalau ini protector, kalau nak 60 maksudnya macam mana? Kalau sini horizontal, sini 30. Jadi saya nak pergi 30 lah from here. Okay, daripada sini saya pergi 30. The reason I do 30. Okay, saya buat 30 sebab saya measure daripada original ni kan. Okay, so from original ni, berapa dia? 30 30. Kalau 30 berapa cm kita buat? 30 divide by 5. Berapa?
6.
6 cm. Jadi kalau saya start daripada situ, so sini 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I should stop there. Okay, so itu adalah my 6 cm. Okay, tapi kalau saya draw macam ni, salah ke betul kelas? Salah sebab dekat sini adalah tail bertemu dengan tail. Okay? Jadi sini salah. So macam mana nak betulkan? So tail dengan tail tak boleh. Salah. Jadi okay, kalau saya dah start macam ni kan. Ya?
20 Newton tu dia gerak ke depan.
Ya?
20 Newton tu dia gerak ke arrow punya kepala.
Betul. Sebab kan okay, sama ada awak boleh buat arrow tu ke sini. Kan? Macam tu ataupun saya betulkan dekat sini lah. 20 tu yang saya alihkan. Okay. 90 degree sini. So 20 tu dekat sini 4 cm. 4 cm. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, sini 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, ni yang betul. Jadi yang ni kena padam ni. Salah. Saya tak nak padam pula. Okay, ni baru betul. Nampak tak? Tail, head, tail, head. So where is the resultant? So for the resultant, awak tak payah guna head, tail. Awak ambil saja this one, starting from here, point ni, starting point to the end point yang second arrow, and then awak tarik. Tarik macam mana? So tarik je lah. Satu ke sini. Okay, you must, kalau dalam exam, you mesti guna sharp pencil. Okay, pensel yang tajam. So bila dah guna pensel yang tajam, baru awak akan dapat jawapan yang tepat lah. Kalau tak, dia mungkin akan ada sedikit error. Okay, so macam mana nak dapat value dia? You kena ukur dengan pembaris. So pertama, this one is the resultant force, FR. And then you with the ruler. Okay, dapat macam tu. Saya tak tahulah betul ke tak sebab saya guna virtual ruler. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 point something. Betul ke you all? Itu cm. Tapi soalan ni adalah in apa ni? Ya. So dapat 8 cm times 1 cm berapa tadi?
5 Newton.
5 Saya buat 5 Newton per cm. So berapa force saya? Mungkin salah sikit lah sebab saya punya virtual ni salah punya ukuran dia. So 8 kali 5 berapa? 40.
40.
Lari. 40. Oh boleh lah. Lebih kurang. Sama tak dengan you all? You all dapat tak? Lebih kurang 40 Newton. Tak buat Okay, so dapatlah lebih kurang 40 Newton betul lah saya dah convertkan tu scale saya tu. So this is how you do. So first step, berapa markah ni? Banyak markahnya. Okay, tapi it's not enough to give the 40 Newton. So if you look at the question, okay, magnitude, okay, saya buat 40 Newton. So what's the direction? How do you say this direction? So kalau awak tengok ni, this is my starting point kan? Okay, ataupun kita tengok ni, this is north, south, this one, east, west. So kalau sini north, ini east ke west?
East.
East. So your answer can be apa-apa lah yang berkaitan dengan jawapan ni. Sama ada awak kata southeast direction tapi kena ada angle. So what's the angle? So you measure the angle, this one. Okay, awak bukan angle, the angle is not this bukan ini. Bukan from first force to the resultant, tak. The angle from the origin ataupun from the east to, from the horizontal. Okay, so kalau from the horizontal tadi, berapa angle dia? So that's 0. So the angle, kalau guna protector, so that angle is 53. Alamak. Besar sangat lah 53 tu. Okay. Okay, jawapan dia dalam 40. Tengok calculator betul-betul dekat protector betul-betul. Okay, from 20. Oh, dia kata from 20. Direction resulted. Oh, bahaya soalan ni. Relative to direction of 20. Dia nak soalan tu be from 20. 20 Newton force. So, kalau from 20 Newton force. So, mana 20 Newton force kita tadi? Which one is the 20 Newton?
Yang downwards tu.
Yang bawah tu. Jadi awak punya angle this one lah. Bukan yang tadi. So what's the angle here? So it's, kalau sini 0, the angle here is 53. So 90 kalau sini kan, kalau sini sebab saya guna virtual, so sini 53. Jadi nak dapatkan angle dia tu, theta. So theta equals to 90 minus 53, berapa? 40? 47
37.
37. Betul? You all tak respon, lambatlah kita habis ni. Respon sikit. Cikgu betul. Okey, saya congak ni tak mahir sangat. Okey, so jawapan awak tu awak tak boleh cakap 37 saja. So 37 degree from 20 Newton. So tak payah tulis north east semua tu. Awak simply cakap from 20 Newton. Sebab apa? Dia dah berkata dah dia nak from 20 Newton. Okey, scale tadi kita guna berapa? So tadi I used 1 cm equals to 5 Newton pun kena standard. Okay, so soalan ni tak pernah keluar, bukan tak pernah, jarang keluar. So this is the first time lah after 5 years. Okay, the rest of the question is not in the first topic tapi awak boleh buat lah, nanti kita akan discuss. Okay class, thank you for your attention. Thank you for the participation. Okay, so it's good to see that everyone respond tapi boleh improve lagi lah. Okay, tapi mungkin sebabkan kekangan nak menjawab, nak tulis, kejap nak tekan mic, kejap-kejap nak tukar screen plus point lah apa semua. Tapi you all dah menunjukkan you all very, you all participate betul-betul lah. Okay, hopefully whatever we discuss today will benefit you and awak akan